Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the data types. What I mean by the data types is that if I see this particular table, so the date column is holding the date values, sales rep and customers are holding the text values, sales and profit is having the currency or the number values, and region is having a text. So these data types are very important to work with Power Query because basis that only your calculations and other functions are going to work. So now, how to identify these data types using M code dynamically? So tomorrow, if any new columns are coming to this data particular table, so how the system will auto identify the data type of that particular column. So let's get started. So I am moving to the Power Query user interface, and I'm creating a blank query. The navigation is new query, other sources blank query. To bring to bring all the tables into your present Excel workbook, the function is excel.current workbook, which will give all the tables present in your current workbook. And to extract this particular table, either I can click on the table itself, or I can write a piece of M code, which is I need to tell what is my table name, which is F sales. This particular piece of M code will give me a record, and from this record I can extract this content table. So if I write the record and the field name, which is content, I will get my table. Now, if you see, I am getting two steps here. The source is giving me the table, and the change data type is transforming the data types of this particular table. So let me explain you first this particular piece of M code which Power Query has written automatically. So I have written this particular, I have already copied this particular piece of M code into the notepad and arranged it so that we can understand it in a better manner. So if you see what the Power Query has done, it has written the function is table.transform column types. Basically, transform column types is identifying the data types of this particular table. So it is asking for give me the table for which you want to do the data transformation column types. So source is my table, and then it is creating a list of list structure where it needs the column name and its data type within a list. Separated by a comma, it is asking give me the next column name and its data type, so on and so forth. So that means if I will have to automate or make it more dynamic, because here if you see it has hard-coded the column names. Tomorrow if a new column is coming, it will not be in a position to identify the data type for that particular column and your Power Query will break. So we need to write a piece of M code which will dynamically identify the data type of any of the columns which is getting added or deleted from your existing table. So I need to create a list of list structure which will hold the column name and its data type. So before creating this particular solution, in this particular video, I am going to explain you the concept of a data type. So for that, I'm creating another step. Suppose I want to extract this particular value versa. So what I can do, I can write in curly braces my row number, which starts with 0, which will give me a record. And I want the column sales rep, which will give me the value versa. And if I create another step and tell that give me the value dot type of this particular previous step, it is giving me a text. Now we need to understand whether this text is actually a text or it's a data type. So for that, I'm creating another step and I'm wrapping the previous step into a list. Now this list holds not that particular text, but a data type. Let me explain you once again. If I go to custom one step and suppose from my table, I want to extract the sales value instead of the sales rep. So I will put that sales column. Now I'm getting 10,900. And in the next step, I'm getting it's a number value. And if I wrap it within a list, it is telling me it's a data type, which is a number. So that means in the Power Query, we have a function value.type which will give me the data type of a particular value. And using this particular function, I will try to automate my solution in the next video. So in the today's video, what we have understood, the data type is one of the object in Power Query, and using that object, we need to transform the column types of a particular table. And it is so important that if your table does not have the correct data type, it will not work or it will not give the calculations properly. So it's a very important step. And if you are doing it using the user interface, the problem is that the Power Query will hardcode the column names, and tomorrow if these column names get changed or a new columns are coming, then this query is bound to break, because those columns will not be there in this particular piece of code and you will not get the expected output. So in the next video, we are going to automate this particular solution using the understanding which we had today using this Value.Type. Thanks for watching.